What they did go into inside business a lot and, gives him innuendos. They even used the Macho Man's commentary for it, was Hogan's black eye at WrestleMania 9. Basically, Hogan didn't show up to Caesars until the day of, I'm sorry, he didn't come until the day before WrestleMania 9 was the first time he had showed up. A day before that, him and the Brutus Beefcake were out there on the bay. They were strolling around on some Sea-Doos, and I guess that when he was messing with the I was gonna call it the trigger, but the what makes the Sea-Doo go? Basically, he locked into having the nose down on the Sea-Doo. So when he was flying across the water, he said he was shooting like a rocket, going 80 miles an hour. He hit a wave and he ended up going over the top. When he came down, the Sea-Doo was coming at him and ended up hitting him right in the face. They didn't go into the story of Brutus the Beefcake having to pull him out and save him from drowning, which they've gone into before in other documentaries and stuff like that. But then they kind of really, Undertaker's like, when he looked at Hogan's eye, it looked like he should have bobbed instead of he should have weaved. Scott Steiner, who is pretty negative on Hulk Hogan. Everybody can remember the incident that happened at WrestleMania 31 with Hulk's wife. And then Scott Steiner started getting banned from WWE for a while. And then him having his picture put up at the Hall of Fame, like, do not let this guy enter, like he was on the FBI wanted list or something like that. But I don't know, man. Scott Steiner says that Macho Man was the guy that rode with him on the road and told him that he punched him in the eye. To me, the timeline kind of matches up to around the divorce and Miss Elizabeth. Miss Elizabeth was staying at the Hogan house, and the Hogans were not telling Savage that she was there. Savage wanted her to come home. They wanted Miss Elizabeth to have a safe place to live and was trying to get her out of a situation. Savage looked at Hogan like he was the bad guy. I don't know. I mean, when Hogan makes his entrance for the Money Inc. match for the tag titles, Savage immediately says that it looks like somebody got him with the cheap shot. He says something about Hogan getting punched again, and you play into it. Damn. It does kind of, it does kind of make it look like, oh, you can use that in that situation. It's what happened. It's what wrestling fans want to believe. It might not really be it. I've never heard it with my own ears, but people have said that Jim Cornette on his podcast says that it happened right in front of him and he saw it. I don't really remember Jim Cornette being in WWF around WrestleMania 9, unless it was a backstage role and he wasn't actually being used as a manager yet. I can't think of him being with anybody on that show. I can't think of any reason for him to be there. I'm thinking that he would still be working for WCW. But I'm not 100% sure. But that was like the biggest story that they went into on this documentary. That is like the money of it all. It's like, what happened to Hogan's eye? Was it Macho Man? Lex Luger, he didn't want no part of it. He was just kind of like saying that it looked like a bad situation.